What's going on, Yu-Gi-Oh community? YGO Paladin back here with episode 2 of the vlog series. Thank you to everybody that watched my last video. I really do appreciate it, and I would also appreciate any kind of feedback you guys have, any opinions or criticism. It really does help me improve the vlog series as I am starting out. I'm brand new to this kind of stuff, so any kind of suggestions or opinions, criticisms, anything like that would definitely help out to make the series a little bit better as I continue them and going to my locals and doing some events, you know, stuff like that. I would appreciate some feedback. It's like I said, appreciative. Now, today I'm going to my locals to play some Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, today is only going to be the one main event tournament. There's not going to be any other event going on, so it's going to be a little bit shorter video, I think. I'll try to make it a little bit shorter, but I'm optimistic we'll get top 4. Hopefully. So I did some changes with my deck that I did from the last time I played this deck. I made this deck going kind of first/second. It depends how, you know, who wins the die roll. Now, the last build that I had kind of felt like a going first kind of build, because if I drew my Ichichi, I set up a board with the Arrival Adagnister, with Cyber's Quantum Dragon, and if I happen to draw like Solemn Strikes, Infinite Impermanence, or anything like that, kind of back row hate, it felt like a going first kind of deck. Now, with the success that I had last week with my Access Code Talker, it kind of made me want to make a going second kind of build, but at the same time, I don't want to lose like any kind of advantages that I have by putting out a big beater out there, because my opponents sometimes don't main deck kaijus, so they can't get rid of my monster. They do side them in, but by that time, I'm kind of debating to go second at that point, you know, so I'm no longer trying to put that Mr. Arrival on there. And I ultimately go for the Access Code Talker, and sometimes I get the win, sometimes I don't. We don't always go for the update jammer play because I don't always have it. But yeah, just figured let me move the deck around a little bit to make it a going first, going second, depending on who wins the die roll, and see how well it goes. Now, I did take out the Solemn Strikes, and I did make some alternate changes that I even added in Lightning Storm into the main deck. The reason why I did that is because I wanted to have that option if I went first or second. So say if I went second, I drew, oh, look, I have a Lightning Storm in my hand. Nothing on my field, I'm going to activate it, destroy my opponent's monsters, or back row, depends what happens. I also have Twin Twisters in the main deck as well, so that also could help me destroy my opponent's back row should they have any, and I just focus on destroying my opponent's monsters. So that is just kind of like my thought process going into these changes that I did. Now, there will be a deck profile. This guy's is being posted right now, so this is basically what the deck is. Now, for the side deck, unfortunately, I do not have all the cards still. I was going to order some Gamma Seals, but I did not order any Gamma Seals. I was hoping to pick some up, but, you know, I should have done that. That's my fault, obviously. Now, will I be playing this deck next week? That is kind of the question, because I'm debating, do I want to continue playing this deck or trade it off to get some cards that I do need? Because as of right now, Dawn of Majesty has dropped, and I want to pick up some cards. Maybe. And I am debating getting rid of my deck to go trade towards cards that I do want, and for the long-term goal of this whole damn series, building up my hero deck once again. And those cards are expensive right now. Ferris went up to like $50 a piece, and I think gold, a dust of gold, I don't know how much it is, but I remember it was like over $150 now, and it probably was already over $150 since the set's not getting reprinted any damn time soon, Konami. And that is definitely going to be the main goal of this video. It's no longer going to be building the synchro deck. That is still going to be happening, but it's not going to be the main goal, because I can just easily buy the cheap versions of those cards, like junk synchrons, you know, and tunings, get commons. That'd be fine to do. And yeah, I don't really consider that now as a goal. This whole series is going to be the main goal of rebuilding my hero deck, and I kind of want to hollow that bad boy out, but to the point where I can afford it. Now, anyways, I'm kind of getting off topic here, guys. So yeah, I am getting ready to go to my locals. It's actually going to be starting in about 30 minutes, so I'm going to head over there. I already took a shower, got my dressed. Not wearing my Lucky shirt this time. I'm actually wearing my Negan shirt. That's actually kind of cool. Thanks to my sis for getting me this shirt. And yeah, let's see if we can get top 4 with my Adagnister deck. Wish me luck. Pulling up at my locals, I noticed that there was actually a big line forming out outside in front of the shop. This was because there was a pre-release event going on for Pokemon. Now, I was actually a little bit worried, thinking, wait a minute, there is Yu-Gi-Oh going on today, right? There was a tournament going on today, and I did not film anything going into the shop or anything like that, because we did have the line of customers and some people inside the lobby, and I did not have permission to film them. So I did not want to hassle that and just show up on my tripod with my phone on there and, you know, just recording there. So hopefully next time I'll be able to showcase you guys the locals and maybe introduce you guys to some of the staff staff that would like to be filled. That'd be pretty cool if I can introduce you guys to them. So hopefully next time. Now, there was not that many people there, but it was because, you know, last week was a premiere event, so there was a lot of people there, and there was a lot of people that stayed over there so we can play, you know, the main event tournament. So, yeah, not too many people showed up for this tournament, but a lot more people did show up later in round 2, I believe. And it was cool, you know, I don't mind. I don't really care, honestly, as long as we get to play some Yu-Gi-Oh! That's all I care for. So, yeah, I got my OTS pack, and, well, I got an OTS 15 pack, and the only card in here is an Ulti Fibrax that's actually worth something. And when I saw this, I initially started thinking, wait a minute, did I actually pull the Ulti Hulky Fibrax? That would be awesome, that'd be cool. That was not the case, unfortunately. It was actually Barricade Blocker, but, you know, I was not expecting really much because I don't have much good luck when it comes to OTS pack ultis in a very long time, honestly. It's been a long time since I pulled an ulti from an OTS pack. Heading into game 1, I won the dice roll and opted to go first, and sadly I only opened up with I Meet You, Ignister Island, 2 Effect Veilers, and an Idol Reborn, so I had to use the I Met You to search out Aichichi at Ignister. When I summoned it, I got the Pakari, and then I went into some of my usual plays of linking it off into the Infant Dark Ignister monster, and I didn't really have much to go with because after I summoned Pakari, I did not have a way to search Doyon from my deck to my hand, so that kind of did stop my plays a little bit. So I was messing around trying to build a somewhat reasonable board, anything that would actually be helpful. So what I had to do was basically go into a synchro play instead, and I used after I got my Splash Mage out on the field, I did use the Splash Mage to special back Pakari after I already had Baruru on my field. So I used those 2 monsters to synchro summon into Cyber's Quantum Dragon, which does become very helpful later in the game. And I just had to hope that my monster still stays out on the field, the Splash Mage, so I can use its effect next turn and maybe try to start off another 1-card combo. Now during his turn, he activated a Yusenju spell card to search out a level 6 or higher Yusenju monster. So I was playing against a Yusenju player, and he actually had the pendulum skills already in his hand, and he pendulum summoned out into his level 6 monster, and he tried to destroy my field spell because of its effect, but thankfully I had an effect failure to stop him because he did have a secondary effect that I did not want to mess with. And I did have a second effect veiler, so in case if he does summon a normal Yusenju monster, I can stop its effect to normal summon yet again, you know, so I was pretty cool with that. So he did summon out another Yusenju monster, but thankfully he did not have any more in his hand to stack up on the normal summoning, so he only reduced the counters of his training grounds to give him all 300 attack points. He attacked me directly with that Yusenju monster, and during his end phase, he just opted to end his turn, and they all bounced back to his hand. Now during the end phase, I activated Idol Reborn to special back Aichichi in order to search out Pakari, and giving me a better advantage during my next turn. So I summoned out Pakari in order to search out Idol Reborn, and afterwards I linked those 2 off to go into the Update Jammer, linked those off to Transcode Talker, used that, brought back Update Jammer, and then from there I went to Access Code Talker with a effect of attacking twice. Now here's where my opponent stumped me. I attacked, and he had a hand trap Yusenju monster that basically just special summons itself, and I was not expecting that like at all. It was just like, whoa, out of left field there. So I actually had to attack that, and yeah, it was just out of nowhere, so I did not expect that at all. So I was not able to get the OTK this turn, so I just had to attack him, gave him some massive damage there, and then during my turn, during the end phase, I just had 2 cards there, and then during his turn, he did have a search from that monster, and it was going to be one to reveal a Yusenju card in your hand to bounce back any card, so I had to be sure that I could try to do something my next turn. So he pendulum summons his Yusenju monster, and he actually popped my field spell. I allowed that to happen, and he didn't really have much of a turn 2. He just set those 2 trap cards he had in his hand, and the monster had to go back into his hand. So it wasn't that big of a board, but it was like, I just lost the field spell, but it was okay. I had the Idol Reborn to bring back Aichichi, did the exact same stuff during his end phase, and when it became my turn, he did bounce back my Cyber's Quantum Dragon because that was the only monster he could target with that, but Access Code Talker basically destroyed his entire field, and I just attacked for game, and we took game 1, so that was pretty cool. Now, I did not have a side deck any cards for Yusenju, so I opted not to do any side decking here because it was actually built for other decks rather than Yusenju's, so I felt pretty confident that we'll be okay. So we just started off to game 2. He was going first. He activated Powder Duality. He searched out a one of the pendulum scales, so he set that, and then he does set the other one, but since he used duality, he's restricted from pendulum summoning, so I was not too worried about that. But he did search out that hand trap monster, and knowing what that card does, I knew to be sure to go into Cyber's Quantum Dragon because I top deck Aichichi. I knew what my field was going to go for. As long as he didn't have any hand traps to stop it, I was going to go into the Link 6 with the Cyber's Quantum Dragon. And if that was the case, I'm going to be sure to attack with Cyber's Quantum Dragon first. In case if he special summons that monster, I do a redeclare attack and it'll bounce back to his hand and my monster can attack it again. So I'm going through the usual casual plays for the Adagnister deck, and essentially, I do end on the board of the Link 6 Arrival Adagnister with Cyber's Quantum Dragon after building it up. I was debating going into Access Code Talker, but I just ultimately decided not to because obviously he has the hand trap in his hand. So I just kind of figured to do what I initially said I was going to do. Now, I could have probably actually done Access Code Talker, but I was trying to go into the Access Code Talker with the Update Jammer, and maybe I could have had that if I did a little bit more thinking with the Cyber's Quantum Dragon and Access Code Talker, and I still would have done the same results, but I just ended up doing this instead. And I did have the Idol Reborn in my hand, which does come into play a little bit later. So when it came to my battle phase, I'd be sure to attack with my Cyber's Quantum Dragon first, and then he does do the hand trap thing, but he forgot my monster actually does that effect, so I was able to attack again. And then I attacked with my monster, and then I used Idol Reborn brought by Dark Templar, attacked him for game, and I took game 2, which gave us the win for round 1. Starting round 2, I was actually playing against an opponent who I played against last week, so I knew what deck he was playing already, especially with those sleeves. He is a Seto Kaiba fan, and after winning the dice roll, I went first, so I had the Signet Mining and the search for the Aichichi, and to be honest, he had no hand traps or anything, so he said I was free to go off on my plays, so that's what I did. I ended up going off on the usual Adagnister plays where you end off with the Arrival Adagnister and the Cyber's Quantum Dragon. I was trying to see if I could do anything differently with this, but it just was like such an autoplay move now that I don't really like think to stop and think a little bit if I could do anything different. I only ever do that if I ever go second. I try to go for the OTK. That's where I differentiate right there. So there is my Arrival Adagnister, 4,000 attack points with the Cyber's Quantum Dragon and a card set. And yeah, it was his turn. Then he activated the Melody of Awakening Dragon, discarded the stone from his hand, and then he actually Raigeki my field, but he didn't realize that monster was unaffected by card effects. I was telling him it was by card effects, and he thought it was monster effects, but no, it was the case of that, so he could not get over my monster, and then during the end phase, he special summoned Blue Eyes from his deck because of the stones effect. So during my turn, I popped his alternative, got a token, and I used Doshin in my hand to special summon because I had an Adagnister monster in my field. So I went into the whole Access Code Talker from the Decode Talker and this and that. So I just went for that for an OTK, and that's what I did. I ended up getting game 1, and that was pretty cool. So siding in, I did not do any siding whatsoever because I felt more confident with this deck after I built it a little bit better than last week's tournament. So I didn't think I needed any siding, and if anything, I was actually getting a lot better hands. So my opponent goes first, he sets 3, and I lightning stormed him. I ended up pushing that into the main deck, and that was a really good idea now after that. And then I had the Aichichi in my hand, so I was going to go for the usual combo play and try to OTK my opponent, and he had some pretty cool cards set. He had like Magic Cylinder, like the OG cards to like fire back at me. That was going to be insane there. And he also had, I believe, Bottomless Trap Hole, so he definitely would have banished my monsters had I not gotten the Lightning Storm. So that was a good change to my main deck that I did by adding Lightning Storms into the main deck. So here I am going into the usual plays, into the Cyber's Quantum Dragon, bringing back Bakari, going into my Arrival Adagnister with 4,000 attack points. And what he does not know is that I had Idol Reborn in my hand to secure the game by bringing back Dark Templar Adagnister. Now, after the tournament this match was over, he actually showed me this Proxy F Magician that he pulled and wanted to see if I wanted it because I was playing Cybers. And yeah, I accepted that card and we exchanged a fist bump, and I was excited and was waiting to go into game 3. Game 3 starts and my opponent summons out Altergeist Marionetter. To my response was to use Effect Veiler. He sets 3 cards and passes, and unfortunately I had a pretty brick hand and could only summon Baruru, which had to send Aichichi to the graveyard, trying to think of some ways of special summoning it back in case I ever draw Idol Reborn. So I went into my Dark Infinite Adagnister, searched the field spell, and my opponent is reading the cards here and there, so you will be seeing that a lot. He takes the time to read the cards, and that's completely fine. So I activate that, and I do summon Doshin by its own effect instead of the field spell. So I am trying to go into my Access Code Talker plays as much as possible because that seems like the best option I could do, especially going second and I don't really have much. So I use this effect to pop my opponent's cards, and ultimately I do to a certain degree, but after my monster's effect resolves, he uses a Trap D Barrier to call Synchros, but he only used that to go to Multi-Faker to summon out the Soliloquies, use that one to bounce back my Access Code Talker. Then during his turn, he goes into Hexia. He does a little bit more plays here and there, does some big damage on me. And I'm kind of like, I have nothing else to really play here because my hand was complete brick, you know, so there was nothing really I can do, so I just had to hope for the best. And when I drew, that was I had Twin Twisters to try to stop his stuff, but it didn't really matter. He had the manifestation now, so he special summoned back Hexia, and I just scooped it from there. I was like, forget this, I have nothing to go over it. So going through my whole side deck, I did not know what to side in. I have a red reboot, but that's it. That's all I have. I was not expecting to go against Altergeist, and I don't have Link Karibo on me, so yeah, I'm in trouble, honestly. Altergeist seems to be like the worst matchup I had so far, so I had to try to do the best I can. I went first, tried to do my Link 6 combo play with Cyber's Quantum Dragon, and so far I was doing that pretty well, and I was actually kind of worried, like, hey, wait a minute, do they run Nibiru? You know, I actually don't know. I don't know what the layout builds are for the Altergeist, and I just had to try to play cautiously, but at the same time, if I don't play it at all, well, I'm not going to really, survive this match at all. So I'm going into my plays as much as possible, going into the usual casual plays, ending with my, Splash Mage, and then having my Brew, sending out the level 6/5 monster from my deck to the graveyard, and then I'm just going in, trying to build up a board. And I have the Link 6 monster, 4,000 attack points, and I do have the negation in my graveyard, so combos off well with the other. And I have my Cyber's Quantum Dragon, and my opponent's realizing it's unaffected by card effects, so he can still Kaiju it, though. He can still Kaiju it if he has the chance to do it. So I'm just kind of hoping, hey, I hope this is good enough, because that's really all I got. So my opponent goes next, and he does some plays. He does the Mellow Seek, but I effectively that before he even tries to attack me directly. So, he can't send any of those to the graveyard, which was completely fine by me. He sets a few cards face down. Then was my turn. I searched out Aichichi with How I Met You. And he's just doing some plays here. He activated Protocol to stop my monster effects. Now, Protocol, even he says it becomes an issue during the game, and after he tributed Mellow Seek, he does add back the hand trap monster that prevents you from attacking. So that's in his hand, and I'm trying to figure out how the heck am I going to get over this. It's not going to be that simple, so I am going to try to go into my Access Code Talker plays here. But when he does that, when I try to, he does destroy my Transcode Talker before I gave it a try that. So I just had to attack with my monster, but unfortunately he had the hand trap and stopped that. So that was not good. So I'm kind of out of a way to get that Access Code Talker because I only run 2 Splash Mages. So I'm thinking, like, what is going to be my backup plan, because he's really making me think throughout this whole match right now. So he's doing his Altergeist plays. He has the Marionetter, then he's going into the Hexia here. So I do apologize. The camera did kind of move a little bit here, so his field is not really being shown. But he's kind of building up a good board. He's trying to get over my monster with 4,000 attack points because his Hexia only gains the original attack points of the monsters that are being pointed to. So we can't have a Hexia pointing to another Hexia that's getting a boost from something. So that's not going to work out. And yeah, we're just going back and forth at this point. It's just kind of like a slow burn trying to do anything, really. And it's just that Protocol is also kind of troubling because I have an Ash Blossom, I believe, in my hand, but I can't do anything with it because Protocol is out on the field. So he really is trying to figure out what to do. And I destroyed his monster to get a token out. And from there, I was just had to attack, honestly, at that point. So I can only attack. I attacked his Mellow Seek because he realized I could not, my monster can't be bounced or anything like that. Both targets had to get bounced or something like that. And yeah, he took massive damage right there. But that was about it right there. So then he goes into Boral Sword Dragon, and I was like, oh crap, this is the one card that actually could get over if it's not if it's not Access Code Talker. It's gonna be Boral Sword Dragon. So he definitely was able to do that. And Boral Sword Dragon will get over my arrival at Ignister, which is unfortunate. And I did take 1,000 damage from that. And he was going to attack me directly, but he forgot I had a token. So, well, actually, it wouldn't have mattered, actually. My bad. It would not have mattered. And I was trying to do the Doyon, do this and that. I was trying to go into some kind of plays. And he does destroy the Doyon. But I summoned Doishin, and he didn't realize I had the token out on the field. And it was like, oh, yeah, that's right. You do have a token. Yeah. So I do have that. I have to bring some tokens next time so I don't have to keep using a dice. But he does have the multi-figures in his hand. And the Mellow Seek, there's multi-figures really doing it for me right there. So I only had this little wall of 2 monsters on the field, nothing much. and I knew I was not going to survive this at all, but I'm just going to let him play it out. He has now 2 Hexias, Borosaur, Dragon, and yeah, I just kind of scooped it. That was it. That was a horrible matchup for me. Altergeist definitely is bad to play against. So the final round started, and I'm playing against my friend Fernando. When it hit me, he's playing Altergeist. That's right. I was thinking, son of a Karibo, I'm playing against Altergeist again. And I knew I was going to lose because he activated Secret Village of the Spellcasters, and I was completely screwed when he had that. And he had a whole control deck, and I just had nothing. I really did not have anything, and I knew this was going to be a brutal match, and this was like slowly attacking me. He was poking me, and I just had nothing, honestly. So I even had to set Effect Veiler. I didn't have anything. I had a Trash Hand. I had Aichichi, but it didn't really not get that far. I was trying to go into some kind of plays, but it didn't do anything. He was negated it and just attacked me, did all that. And yeah, it was just horrible, and that Secret Village of the Spellcasters really did it in for me. And now he's going to try to go into a kill right here, which I think he does, actually. I can't remember. Yeah, this is where I scooped, so I was just like, yeah, I'm done. I was like, I've lost this one already. That Secret of the Village of the Spellcasters was just horrible. All my deck is spell cards. The only traps I do run are 3 Infinite Impermanents, and now I had to side in like red reboots and hope for the best, honestly. And I even did Pankratops, but that's probably not going to do anything for me. So I'm all right. I'm not feeling optimistic anymore after this. I was just like, Altergeist was my worst matchup in game 3. I'm sorry, in round 3. So now I'm going against that again for round 4, and it was just bad. So we're starting off, and then I had Bakari in my hand. I'm going to try to do my plays as quickly as I possibly can. Not as quickly as possibly can, but as cautiously as I can. And I'm trying to go into some of my plays and trying to go into the rival Adignister, and I'm worried that my opponent's going to have the Nibiru, because I'm pretty sure he does have Nibiru, and I'm just trying to play as cautiously as possible, but there's no way I'm going to maintain that under 5 summons. You cannot do that when it comes to Adignisters, and I'm trying to just go all out here, because if I don't do this now, I can't really do it again. Like, I don't have a chance to probably do it again. He's going to control my board, and I won't be able to do a single dang thing. So I'm trying to go into my plays, and when it did, he did have the Nibiru. So I was kind of like, crap. So I don't have anything to really go through, and I just had to set 1 card, and that was it. I was like, that's all I have, and I don't think I have any other recursions here to do later. So he had the Milliseek token, and then Milliseek attack, got rid of the token, and then hit me with the Nibiru, and yeah, he went to Link Karibo afterwards, and he did a search. And I was just like, this is not going to go well. This is just not going to go well. I know he's going to have an easy win with this. I had the Harpy's Feather Duster, but that was like nothing. So I normal summoned Bakari, and I got my Idle Reborn. I used Idle Reborn to bring back my Dark Templar, I believe, eventually. Oh no, I'm sorry, I did not do that. I'm trying to go, I skipped the step, sorry guys. But I tried to go to the Access Code Talker play, and yeah, he hit me with Nibiru again, and that just... oh boy, it just did not do anything. So this is, I believe, where I activate the Idle Reborn, because I do have the Dark Templar in my graveyard. So I used Idle Reborn, brought him back, used the tokens into Link Spider, and then I went into the Access Code Talker, gained 3,000 attack points, and I tried to destroy his field. I attacked him with the beefy Access Code Talker, but that was like the only damage I could do right there. And then when it hit his turn, he had the Evilly Match. I just banished my other 2 cards. I needed to keep Access Code Talker. Didn't matter. He just bounced it back to my hand with the Soliloquies, summoned out Marionetter, set a card, and then just attacked. And yeah, I opened up a Signet Mining, but I knew I was not going to do anything because he had the protocol, and I was just like, see, are you going to let me spare it? No, okay, that's fine. Yeah, so then when it was his turn, he just switched to attack mode and attacked me for game. That was it. I knew Altergeist was going to kill me. So at the end of the day, I went 2-2, not the score I was originally hoping for, but you know, it happens. And at the end of the tournament, we all stood outside for a while and talked a lot about Yu-Gi-Oh!, speculating ban list hits, upcoming reprints, and a friend of ours is going to be going to the YBM's 3 vs 3 tournament next week. So good luck to you, Pancho, and your team. I hope you guys do very well. And to end the day, we decided to go grab a bite to eat at our nearby's Round Tables Pizza, where we ate pretty good and still talked things Yu-Gi-Oh! So I was unfortunate not to get any of the top 4 spots, and you know, it does happen. It is Yu-Gi-Oh! I was just feeling very optimistic with the changes that I did, and some of them did help out very well. I just was not anticipating going against an Altergeist deck whatsoever, especially side by side. Like, what was that? And yeah, those decks were completely tough to get over, and I just took the loss. You know, I knew I was not going to make it out of that, but you know, I had fun playing against my friends and hanging out with them at the end. That was awesome, because I have not done that actually in a long time. We used to do that. We used to go to like a Taco Bell or a McDonald's nearby, and that was a while ago. Thinking about it now, that was a long time ago. And yeah, it was just really cool to do that again and just hang out, eat, and just talk. I really do enjoy moments like that. This week I was not able to pick up anything because nobody bought Dawn of Majesty that was really there, and because it did show too, because they did have a lot in stock. And yeah, I didn't really have much stuff to trade to, so that was a major contributing factor to me not, you know, asking people, do you want to trade? So I am talking to my friend Aaron though, hoping to pick up his synchro cards because he did pull quite a lot, and it is going to boost the deck up quite a bit. Now, like I said earlier in the video, the synchro deck is no longer going to be the main focus of the series. The main focus is going to be rebuilding my hero deck, and you know what, we're going to bump it up a little bit to say that I would like to get first place at my locals and maybe even top a YCS. That would be really cool to do with the hero deck. I did play my hero deck once in the YCS Pasadena, I believe 2019, and I had a blast. It was last minute too, so I quickly wrote down the list. I did all my cards, and it was a lot of fun, I have to admit that. And I really want that to happen again. I want to go to YCS and play, even go to regionals. I used to go over there and just trade. That was all I ever did. I used to go with my friends and just, you know, hang out with them, and went to talk to some people, trade, and buy from vendors and stuff like that. But now that I actually had that experience to play at a YCS, it was pretty fun. So I kind of want to try that for regionals and YCS once they start back up, except I want to do it with my hero deck. So I got to rebuild that. So I hope you guys join me on this journey of rebuilding my hero deck, and I'm excited for it. I'm very excited for it. Now, for the Addict Nister deck, more than likely this might have been my last week playing the deck. I've been playing the deck for over a month, and I had a great time playing that deck. It is one of my favorite rogue decks. I believe my second favorite rogue deck. Yeah, it has to be my second favorite rogue deck. And yeah, I really did enjoy it, but I do want to move on to other decks, and I more than likely might sell it online because I am actually currently in the process of getting a case of Burst of Destiny. I already put a deposit down from an Instagram seller that I do a lot of business with, and I am excited to announce that yes, I am going to be getting a case of Burst of Destiny in early November when it does come out, and I'm very excited for that set, man. It has a lot of cool archetypes like the Sword Souls, Flunderies, the Destiny Hero support, which is what I'm looking for. Konami, please make Enforcer a secret rare. That'd be really cool. I think that card would look beautiful. And some Despia cards do come in there as well. I don't know if I'm going to be picking up Despias, but it would be a cool improvement to the archetype, so you know, it could be trade bait. And the Beat Troopers, I'm hoping that those things are actually getting a little bit better to make the deck more efficient and have a better strategy, because so far they did pretty good with the first wave. Now hopefully wave 2 kind of sticks the landing and makes the deck actually good. So I'm excited for what's to come with Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm not sure what deck I'm going to be playing next after this. I'm still, you know, building up that synchro deck. I'm still have a cubic deck. I could just take that for fun, just have some casual plays over there. And yeah, I will let you guys know about that in the next vlog series, the next vlog video, sorry. And thank you guys so much for watching, and please comment down below if you guys enjoyed the content that I did this week, where I actually showed you guys the gameplay, even though it was a little bit sped up, but I talked over it. Did you guys like that play-by-play a little bit, or did you guys prefer last week's video where I just talked a little bit and showed you a little bit snippets here and there about how the game went? Let me know. I would appreciate the feedback very much. And thank you guys again, and be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified on the next video upload, and I will see you all in the next video.